Capricorn, Dark Dove Tarot here. Hope you're doing fantastic. This is your April 2020 love read. So again, this is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for April 2021. This is a general read, so keep that in mind. You do want to check your other signs. Some months those may resonate with you more than others, or you may just add a little more clarity to your story. So sorry you guys are with Pisces in the fact that ended up, for some reason, your videos disappeared, yours and Pisces. So I apologize for that. Somebody said, hey, where's Capricorn? Where's Pisces? And I didn't realize they didn't upload in queue. So I went back to look for them and they were gone. Everything happens divine timing, right? At least that's what I think. So I apologize for the late read getting out, but maybe it's a blessing in disguise, right? All right, Capricorn. Any likes, subscribes, comments are greatly appreciated. If you want a private read, the information is in the description below. If you'd hit the bell icon and subscribe, that means a ton as well. Again, this is your general April 2021 love read. So let's see what is going on here. We'll get started in a minute. Going on for Capricorn for April 2021. A few more cards. Capricorn 2021. Also, any of the decks that I'm using are available on the About section of my channel. So if there's one that you don't know which one it is or how to recognize it, just hit me up and I'll let you know which decks I'm using. So throwing that out there too, because I always want to recognize, obviously, the people who create the amazing decks that we use and love. All right, one more card, and we'll go ahead and see what is going on for Capricorn. All right, Cappy, what is going on? All right, so first of all, we pulled your Oracle card, which is Rose Garden. And Rose Garden is having the time to bloom, or not even having the time to bloom, but this is, you know, making space. Roses take a lot of time and attention. So this is awareness. It's a strength. It's a sensitivity. So again, the Rose Garden, like I said, takes some time and tending and you know, emotional well-being and being around people that make you feel good and being around people that are just as attentive as you are, who basically transpose the energy, okay? So people who reciprocate what you give off. And it feels like there's been a lot of giving and a lot of taking, but maybe not so much reciprocal. So this is you being self-aware and understanding what it is that has been missing and what you deserve going forward. All right, so the first card you have is your current position coming into the month, and you have Temperance. Now, Temperance is Sagittarius' card. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius or have Sagittarius placements in your chart, but the Temperance card is about patience. It's about balance, and it's about everything in moderation. So it's almost as if you're feeling as though you can take certain people in stride. So if you're dealing with somebody from the past, maybe you're communicating or maybe you're willing to communicate, but only so much. So it's like you block off their energy when you need to, and then you reciprocate the energy when you need to, mainly because they've drained you or they've kind of sucked you dry, and that's the way you need to handle them. Temperance is also, again, like I said, self-belief and balance, again, in moderation. What just happened? Okay, sorry about that. Not sure what happened. Camera's fully charged, then it went out. I don't edit because I'm a firm believer in if it's supposed to happen, it's supposed to happen. So, like I was saying, Temperance is about moderation and balance and self-belief and patience. So it's as if you're not necessarily ready to let maybe a past energy go, or and it may be that it's not that you're not ready to let the energy go. You're still kind of healing from it. You're doing some soul searching. You're doing your own thing, and you're not ready to necessarily move forward. So you're just kind of being patient with the whole process of finding somebody, or love in general, or relationships, or how do I, you know, what happens next? Do I start dating? Do I not start dating? What do we, you know, where do I go from here? The next card you have is how you're feeling coming into the month, and you have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is power, clarity. The Ace of Swords is seeing things very clearly, understanding what it is you want, where you're going, where you see, or what you want for your future. And this says that you kind of hold the power. Now, I'm not saying, you know, whatever you say goes concerning other people. I'm just saying you see clearly what it is you want. And if it's not with a past person, if it's not with somebody you might be talking to now, or if it's not with somebody that you're going to meet soon, then you're going to pass, okay? Because again, the Ace of Swords is power, clarity. It's knowledge. It's understanding that that you hold. You're not trapped. In other words, you don't owe anybody anything, okay? You owe yourself the you owe it to yourself to actually figure out what it is you want, okay? And this is often the Ace of Swords is like a brush air. Oh my gosh, you guys have me twisted. My words are twisted for some reason doing a read. It's a breath of fresh air, basically, a sense of release, a sense of peace. Again, there's a power in knowing that you don't have to be with anybody from the past. You don't have to be with anybody going forward. You're going to do whatever you feel like you want to do. The next card you have is your distant past, or the past 5-10 years, could be throughout your childhood. And you have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is slow moving, stagnation. So this is from your distant past. It seems as though things kind of moved a little slowly. Maybe you had expectations or places you thought that you were going to go, and things didn't move that direction. And that may be the reason that a separation happened, or why you know, currently you're debating. I feel like you're on the fence, and the Eight of Cups is part of the reason why, because in the past, when you've rushed, maybe it hasn't moved where you wanted it to go. Or if you rushed into getting married, or if you rushed into having kids, or if you rushed into whatever it is, you thought that's what was supposed to happen. But in essence, it was take your time, feel this out. For some of you, there were red flags, and those red flags you didn't pay attention to. And so the universe is saying, remember that time when you felt the need to rush, and you felt the need to carry on and continue and push and not force the situation, but, you know, high school sweethearts, and we decided to get married and have kids right away, or whatever and that works for some people. But whatever the case is in your situation, the universe is saying slow and steady. You don't need to make a decision right now. But at the same time, some of you may be like, it would be nice, come on, like a little sense of urgency, or not even urgency, but a little sense of, you know, forward momentum would be nice. But the universe is reminding you, for some of you, why moving too fast can end up as a hindrance sometimes as well. The next card you have is the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords is truth. This is somebody who is the master of their domain. So again, going along with that Ace of Swords, that power. And as I said, the master of domain, meaning this is somebody who has really, you know, gotten to where they are by fighting for it, and for really pushing the boundaries and working hard to be who they are, and to get what they are, to get what they want, and to get what they've achieved. So in essence, you're looking for somebody very compatible with you. It seems like back in the past, it was maybe trying to help somebody, or maybe in the past it was heal somebody, and now it's like the Rose Garden says, tending to your own roses, figuring out your own self-awareness, because the King of Swords says, look, you know, this is my domain. I've worked my ass off for where I am right now. I know, you know, what a relationship takes. I'm willing to put in the work, but I'm looking for somebody like ditto. For whatever reason, they're saying ditto. The next card, oh, do you remember that movie? I remember that movie that it came from, that, you know, sexy clay or pottery machine scene. Anyways, the next card you have is the King of Pentacles. This is your distant future card. The King of Pentacles is somebody who's very stable, somebody who's also very businesslike. So, you know, Capricorn, you guys are an earth sign, and this is the king of the earth signs. But the thing here is that you're looking at things a little less emotionally with the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. This is saying they're almost saying trickster, like before you've gotten caught up in the emotion, before you've gotten caught up in the I love you and this is a forever future, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it goes along with that moving very quickly. So some of you maybe had that gut instinct, like this isn't, you know, what I'm looking for, or maybe I should give this some time, and instead you were like, no, but we love each other, and you know, the sex is fantastic, or whatever it is. And these two kings are saying, no, you know, we're going to rise to the occasion of what makes sense as well. Like what, you know, from a literal point of view, because you have the King of Pentacles, which, as I said, is not riding on emotions. Well, he's actually riding on an elephant or something like that, but is not riding on emotions, more of a, again, maybe you went through a terrible divorce and it ruined your credit, and you've built your credit back up, and you've, you know, but you've got, you know, money in the bank, and you're feeling really good and feeling really secure, and you're just kind of feeling balanced in all aspects. Maybe not just money, maybe, you know, health-wise, you're at the top of your game, and you're just not willing to put yourself in any situation that's going to be like drama or drama filled, that could take that balance or that security away from you. The next card you have is your immediate future. So throughout the next few weeks in April, and you have the Three of Pentacles. Now, the Three of Pentacles is often a third-party situation. So this to me tells me that there's a few different people you're dealing with. It could be somebody from the present that maybe you're talking to, but maybe haven't moved into anything serious. You're just kind of seeing what's out there, along with somebody from the past who may be trying to get your attention. But again, it's a third-party situation. Now, it's also a teamwork card, so it could be, you know, coming together as a team. But right now, it does feel as though most of you are flying solo. So this is more of a, you have different opportunities. And it could also, they're telling me guilt. So either you're feeling like maybe this relationship isn't fully closed, or you guys are separated and it's not fully cut off, and it's almost as if you feel guilty, like, well, it would be a third-party situation if I, you know, if I met somebody else or got together with somebody else. And yet at the same time, it's as if you know, it's like I said, you're cutting this person on and off, like they're coming in to communicate, and then you guys might not talk for a little while, so you're not quite sure what to do. And yet there is that guarded feeling of, well, what if they find out I'm seeing somebody? Or again, cross watchers, this can be reversed. It could be the opposite, that they're worried, you know, or maybe they're in a third party situation that you're aware of, or maybe you are Capricorn, maybe you're in a third party situation. You know, having been in a third party situation while you were in this past relationship. But for the most part, I feel like this is people now. So you're like dating now, or you're planning on dating in the future, but you still have an ex or somebody that you're communicating with. And so it feels weird. It just feels kind of awkward. The next card you have is anything tangible that's going to happen throughout the month. Now, this is interesting. You have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is a very charitable energy, a very generous energy. But when I say charitable, this means letting somebody back in that possibly, again, doesn't come, you know, and meet you halfway. This is somebody that you're the caretaker, and you give and give and give, and they take and take and take. Because like I said, the Six of Pentacles is saying, you know, okay, let's try this again, or, you know, you're right, maybe I overreacted. Sometimes it's almost that sense of somebody making you feel, or, well, nobody can make us feel anything. That's up to us on how we react. But the Six of Pentacles talks about, you know, maybe there's guilt somewhere. There's some sort of guilt trip. And it's interesting because I felt that way with the Three of Pentacles. Like, maybe you're talking to somebody, or you've been talking to a couple people, and the past keeps kind of showing up. And every time you talk to the past, they're like, well, are you seeing people? Are you dating people? And you're just kind of like, ugh, I don't know what to say to this. The next card you have is how you're feeling throughout the month. And you have the Nine of Cups. So maybe it's time for you to start seeing other people, or maybe it's time for you to find somebody else, because you definitely don't want to be with somebody that you feel like an obligation to have conversations with, but for some reason you can't quite let this go, and they can't quite let this go either. But the Nine of Cups is bliss, pleasure, fulfillment. Now, I'm not saying this can't come from this ex. However, I am saying that in this situation, it does not feel like bliss towards this ex person. This is how you're feeling throughout the month. And I do believe you're going to feel this way because of somebody new that might pop up, or maybe even just somebody's flirting with you. It doesn't have to be so serious as like, ooh, you're online dating and you're meeting all these people. It could be, you know, the guy at the deli counter who sliced your turkey is like flirting with you, or whatever. And it just makes you feel good. There's going to be moments this month that just make you feel good. And there's no secret behind it. There's no, like, you know, it's just enjoyable. The next card you have is the Seven of Swords, and this is your hopes and fears for the outcome. The Seven of Swords talks about manipulation strategy, and your fear is that somehow you're going to fall back into the pattern with this past person, and you're worried because you know, part of you knows it's manipulation, and if there was a third-party situation, maybe you know that that's not gone, or you know that if you chose to be with this person, you would be back in that third-party situation. There's something here in your gut that's saying, not quite sure that this is a good idea. And I think that's why with the Temperance card, you pull back and push forward and pull back and push forward. The next card you have is your outcome card. And you have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is perseverance. It's energetic. It's daring. It's moving forward. The Knight of Wands is moving forward. So I do think that you will be seeing some other people or talking to other people. And even if you're not ready or you're not doing that yet, your plan is to, in the future, move in a different direction or charge forward. Again, this is daring. This is kind of taking the first step, getting out there, looking. But I do still hear this like guilt type, this guilt type energy going on with, the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. Again, this guilt type energy, Capricorn, where you feel like you owe somebody something, but you really don't. And then you have the Two of Pentacles here, which is balance, priorities, change. So really, this is talking about getting your priorities in check. If you want to meet somebody and you want to be with somebody and you want to, start dating, or you want to meet somebody incredible and you don't see this being your ex, or you don't see that happening or coming through, then it's really time to kind of make the decision on if you want this energy to stick around, or if you want, because it does feel like there's some sort of connectivity here, and yet you're kind of ready to be on your own or retreat on your own. You just haven't quite let this person go, and it's going to be hard to develop a new relationship with somebody if you're not completely over the other person. Now, can you have a relationship and still think about that other person? Absolutely. I mean, we've all been there where, it could be 3-4 years and you still think about the person occasionally and go, I wonder what they're up to, or, we had great times, or I miss them, or, you physically still have that, attraction. Maybe the physicality was great, whatever it is. But there's a lot of signs pointing to changes and balance and kind of going it alone, maybe meeting new people, because the Two of Pentacles, again, is getting your priorities in check, figuring out what it is, for you that's going to make sense. But then you have the World card also, and the World card is a final completion. It's an end of a cycle, and then ready for a new cycle to begin. So there's abundance here, but as I said, it's a ending of a cycle, beginning of a new belonging, and not a you belong to me type, shackled type thing, but more of a finding somebody that you truly feel will be a continued connection. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is working hard towards something, or working towards something, and I definitely feel like you'll be working towards finding somebody or meeting somebody new. But the Knight of Pentacles also talks about being very cautious. The Knight of Pentacles is somebody who rolls with it, goes with the flow, who puts the effort in. So you may start dating, or you may start talking to people, so you put that type of effort in. But the Knight of Pentacles is also somebody who proceed with caution. There's like a big yellow triangle, that says caution, proceed with caution. And then you end with the Two of Wands, which is why I said I feel as though you're on your way, heading out kind of alone on this journey right now, moving towards something else, because the Two of Wands talks about, this is, if it was the Three of Wands, it would be a relationship and planning and growth and partnership. But the Two of Wands is your goals, setting your goals first. What do you want to see happen? What do you want to see come through with the Two of Wands? Where are you going in life? And then you can make a better decision about the love life. So where do you feel like you're going? What are your goals? Do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? Do you want, a lifetime travel partner? What is it for you that's important? And then you can move into, deciding whether you want to go backwards or go forwards, or how you want to proceed. Now, interesting, you have the message in the bottle, so I definitely don't think that this ex is going to let this go so lightly. I definitely feel like this ex is on a fishing expedition, which kind of annoys me for you, because it's like, you just want to kind of say, poo or get off the pot. I know that was very childish of me to say, but literally you just want to hear them say, you know, this is what I want from you. Because again, I feel as though you get these this communicative, like, oh, how are you? How are things going? I hope you're well. I hope everything's wonderful. And then like nothing. And then it doesn't. And you're just kind of like, why do you keep, it's funny because it means communication, a sign, or a spontaneous, you know, a spontaneous type message. And so I feel as though this person, like, you may watch this, or you may watch this, and then tomorrow or the next day, all of a sudden they're going to come through and you haven't heard from them in like a month, and it's like a check-in, and yet you're kind of like, what do you want? What do you want from me? Where is this headed? But at the same time, Capricorn, to be fair, for a lot of you, you know, you continue the conversation as long as there's a glimmer of that. Hey, I'm good. How are you? How are things? Are you dating? Are you not dating? As long as there are those types of conversations, that still leaves like that opening. And that could be, for some of you, you know, detrimental to, not detrimental, that's such a harsh word, but it could be hard to find somebody if that door is still, you know, that line of communication is still that open. All right, Capricorn, I will see you soon. Bye.